Hey guys, welcome to the Marketing Made Simple show. This is episode 4. We're on a roll right now. So I put it out to the Facebook group and I asked them what it is that they wanted me to talk about this week, and I gave them a few options. The option that won is PR. So they said that they wanted to learn a little bit more about PR. So I'm going to share with you in this video a technique what's called newsjacking. Now, newsjacking is really about you finding a story that's starting to get some trend behind it, or it's just about to break, and basically you ride on the coattails of that story. So you use this story that's trending and you attach your brand, your product, or something that you do to that and allow yourself to pick up the traction that's starting to come from this. Now, I'll give you some examples of how this worked. So there is a spinning bike company that most of you may have heard of called Peloton. And Peloton did a campaign, an advert campaign, what absolutely just tanked, where it was a guy giving his wife a Peloton bike for Christmas. And the idea was it was a gift that keeps on giving. Now, it tanked because a lot of people complained that the advert was quite sexist, it was body shaming, and it's not a nice way to treat women, basically. The idea was that they expected the woman to be in better shape after, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what happened there. Now, Ryan Reynolds is an actor. Most people's probably heard of Ryan Reynolds. Now, he also owns a gin company called Aviation Gin. Ryan's quite charismatic and is quick, and the marketing's on point. So what they did straight away with the Aviation Gin, they hired the same actress who played the wife in the Peloton advert, and they got her to sit at the bar drinking an Aviation Gin, and they used it very similar to the theme that was positioned for the Peloton advert, and it finished with a little tag with a little hook line saying, you know, you look quite good as well, you're in good shape, kind of thing. So it was a dig at Peloton using their trend of the advert that failed. This time, this advert from Aviation Gin, it had something like 42,000 retweets. It reached 6.5 million people in the first few hours or something. It was insane. It was ridiculous. So that's a really good example of newsjacking. McDonald's, you may remember seeing in the press, McDonald's lost a big court case where they was not allowed to use their trademark name, which is the Big Mac. And straight away, their biggest competitor, Burger King, jumped and they was all over it. So what they started doing is, you'll have seen it on buses, you'll have seen it in the restaurants, they started advertising their Big Mac-ish. And they even had the menus made up and printed and stuff as well. So it's another example of somebody that's using a story that's breaking about something else to ride on the back of it. Oreo cookies, they do it incredibly well. You may remember a few years ago, at the Super Bowl, when the power went out, so everything just went out, the power was gone. And Oreos really quickly had an advert, a campaign straight out there with an Oreo with a little like desk light next to it saying, at least you can still dunk us in the dark. And so they're just really, really good at getting onto stuff like this. So the question that I've got to put towards you now is, what can you do? What stories are relevant to your industry that you can use to ride on the back of? Because this is what's going to get you some good PR. This is some things that if you get it right and you get a story that's just about to break, then even maybe the media companies will come to you as a first respondent to this, and they'll start asking you for input. So this is great. This is great no matter what sector you're in, no matter what industry you work in, whether you're in, anything, media, video, social, HR, recruitment, like training, whatever it is, like there's stories that's always breaking in the news. Now, there is a lot of things that you can do with things like Google Alerts. So if you are in a certain industry, you can go onto Google Alerts and you can set an alert up that will send an email to you the minute something with a topic that you put in there as a keyword is mentioned. So you can jump onto that and you can find out what people are talking about. That's newsjacking. Newsjacking is an absolutely incredible thing. It's nothing new. It's been used for the last 20 years. Some companies do it incredibly well, others not so much. Another example, KitKat. So you may remember, again, last year, I think it was, or maybe the year before, when Apple fetched out the new phone and they had all these issues about it being bending when people put it in the pockets. Well, what they did is KitKat used that same story, the story that was breaking, and they newsjacked that story. And what they did is they got a picture of their KitKat, they snapped it in half and said, "We don't bend, we break." because that's how they say, have them, break. So guys, think about what you can do for your sector, for your industry, for the business that you operate right now. Look what's breaking in the news, look what's trending, look what's starting to get some attention and some activity around it, and then see how you can put that story into the messages and start to spread it across, and you'll start to get more eyes. And there's examples after examples after examples of this. So that is this session over with. Marketing Made Simple. I'm doing these guys every single week. Please, if you know anybody that's interested, that needs a little bit of a leg up, or some help with the marketing, or some help with the business, do share it with them. Do tag them in. It'll mean so much to me. I'll be really, really grateful for that. But also, it's you know, giving is the way to move forward in life. You know, those that give the most get the most. So please, if you know somebody that can benefit from this stuff we're talking about, do share, tag, or mention it to them as well. And finally, keep the questions coming in. Keep letting me know what topics you want me to talk about. Tell me if it's about sales or marketing or something involved in marketing, some more PR stuff. Whatever it is you need, let me know, and I'll keep on making the videos for you as well. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Have an absolutely wonderful time. I'll see you again soon.